Well, good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning, the 8th of September, and you're looking at our two turkeys here. The female did lay some eggs way back when, but they all died somehow in the process, and I think moving them too much when they were young didn't help at all. But what did we accomplish this last week? Our big project, of course, if I can take a look here, and all the way to the top, this is a big, what they call here junk tree, which means it's of no practical use to anybody, and it's more or less a softwood tree, which is really no use except maybe for firewood. Lando decided to start climbing and chopping off branches, and the end result, of course, is what you see here, kind of a totem pole still sticking up in the air. We'll have one of the locals come in with a chainsaw and take down what's left, and hopefully just cut it into blocks, and that we can use for sundry different things around here, as much as firewood. But it really opened up the area to the sun, and of course, like I said yesterday, the heat and the sun are back. It's only 8:30 in the morning and already feeling the heat. And if you want to take a look at the clear blue sky looking towards Cebu there, that direction. But as you can see, we have firewood, firewood, and more firewood. We're going to have to start cutting that up probably this coming week and bundling it up and getting it off the ground, really, and under some type of protection, because if we don't, it's if the rains start here, this will just rot so quickly, number one. Number two, all them little wood-eating creatures will invade, and then forget it. They'll chomp through this in no time at all. So yeah, our big project for the week, and still not done. But like I said, you can see from just piles and piles of wood that remains, and that, like I said, we'll start chopping that up this coming week, and that. So yeah, for about 3 days this last week, Lando was up in the tree using a rope and a hook to hook the branches, because we got a power line running right through the middle of the tree that's for our neighbor Felix, and we didn't want to break that, so we had to be real careful with it as I head out of our front yard here, and take you down and show you. Of course, we're still doing our weekly chores, keeping up with mowing the lawn and raking up the leaves and grass, adding to the compost piles, and all those bags, and everything's bagged up, and it goes into the pig pens as bedding. And of course, they mix it up with all the dung and everything like that, and every week, about once a week, we clean out the pig pens, and that all goes into the compost piles, and then we add the bags of leavings and grass. But you can see I also posted up all the tomatoes we planted here, and that, because we'll be tying those off. The tomato plants to grow 4 to 5 feet here is not unusual. Some of my beans seem to be kind of recovering here, but overall the bush beans were pretty much of a failure here. Like I said, I still got 2-3 plants here and a couple over here, but not looking good at all. The heat, I think, and that's what we experiment with. We plant, we water, we see what can survive the heat, and of course my cucumbers, and and my cucumbers there, and everything looks good. And of course, watering every single day. Here we got the eggplant is coming along pretty good, and of course the okra, which is another crop that grows really well here almost anywhere in the Philippines. And as you can see, I just planted these few this last week, replanted from down below, and they're finally, like I said, it took 2, 3, 4, 5 days. They're finally, with watering, coming back. And that's why my biggest suggestion, if you want to grow things in the Philippines, plant the seeds in pots, small to medium sized pots. When they get at least 4 leaves, or like I said, basically with the okra, if they get to be that size, they're ready to plant. And by using the compost and the potting soil that we've actually made here through all the composting I've done, and the whole pot, you just dig out a hole, and basically the whole pot with the dirt and the roots, and they all go in there, and you don't have the stress at all because the soil around the roots remain the same of replanting. And of course, with the eggplant, like I said, at least have 4 leaves, and that's a good time to replant them out of the pots into the garden. I'm growing some here still with seeds, but really so far behind what Beth grew in her garden by the house here. So it does make a big difference, and I hope to do a couple more videos on growing vegetables in the tropics, and especially here in the Philippines. Everything here is doing okay. My new trees are doing okay. The bananas are coming black, slow but sure. But then again, like I said, look at the sky. It'll be a week today, no rain. And if you only get 1 rain every week, that does not a rainy season make. It's got to rain 12, 14 times a month in order to basically be called the rainy season here, and we haven't seen that since 2017. But yeah, look at the cukes and the cucumbers. Yeah, wow. And look at here, wow, so many growing. Yeah, more. I'm gonna start hopefully canning some dill pickles, and we'll go through the process with you on YouTube here, I hope, when the time comes. I just picked a bundle of beans from our bean fields down below. Pretty amazing. I'm going to quickly walk down that direction because the big progress this last week, of course, is just in the plants and the veggies continuing to grow, and doing very well indeed, in spite of the heat and the drought, and simply because I'm watering them every day. And I even water the corn here, like I said, almost 8-9 containers a day go into watering. But look at here, starting to tassel. Yep, starting to tassel here, the corn. A little short for that, but that's kind of how it operates here so far. Wow, look at this, tasseled out. And we'll have to see. I always learned in the States, 27, 28 days from the time it tassels out, you should be able to pick the corn. But we're looking at pretty close, 5 to 6 feet high already. Wow. But look how dry the soil and everything is. And of course my beans, wow, like I said, and all the flowers coming here, pretty terrific. Like I said, I got a bundle probably about maybe 3 kilos, about 6 pounds of beans out of here this morning, and just these first 2-3 rows, and the rest over on the other side will be coming. But then again, I water too, and I also staked out yesterday, cut up stakes and staked out all the pepper plants here, and again watering those. I wish we had more of an opportunity to turn the bottom fields into rows and start doing the veggies instead of the rice. I think we'd do a lot better on doing the veggies. But and of course the pond, oh, down to 42, 43 inches. Like I said, we had the one good rain in June when they seeded. It overflowed, and it's been all downhill since then. So before this gets too long, that was kind of the culmination of the week here, and keeping up with the busy work, of course. The big thing is, according to the weather, they're talking maybe a little rain on Tuesday, and then the coming weekend, a week from now. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. This is too much a reminder of last year, when everybody got excited in June and July when it rained, and then she turned off the spigot and didn't rain till the middle of November. And that would be a disaster right now for us if that happened. So it's the Lord's Day. Everybody have a really good day. Thank the Lord for all the blessings that you receive on a daily basis. And I always look at it that everything Beth and I have here, oh yeah, we've put in a lot of work, no question about it. But it's a blessing. And it's a gift. Our little chunk of paradise here. Yeah, who would have ever guessed that 7 years ago this was basically all bare property. And now look, it's a gift. And I thank the Lord every day that we're so fortunate, Beth and I, to have received such a beautiful gift as this. So, have a good day, enjoy, and I sincerely hope the Lord blesses you also.